Okay, hey, welcome to our chat for Getting Started Right for new coaches. I'm here with Sana, and I know there's going to be a few people hopping on this later to watch the recording. So I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm super excited to do this chat with you and to help you get your business started right and to just really what we're going to focus on today is nothing earth-shattering, but it's going to be a lot of just really basic things that you need to implement in your business from day one. And I'm sure like most people understand that the habits we develop in the beginning are going to be the habits that carry us through the rest of our career, right, as a Beachbody coach. And if you develop bad habits in the beginning, it's much harder to change bad habits than it is to develop good habits from the beginning, right? So my goal with this is to really give you guys some basic habits that you can start forming now that will, ensure that you are, doing your business, operating your business effectively and efficiently, and you're going to have those good behaviors that will carry you throughout your entire coaching journey. So everybody knows who I am, Mary Collins. This is our Shine Team Getting Started Right chat. We're going to be doing these every single Wednesday, and they're not going to be like, it's not like a pre-recorded thing, meaning I'm not going to just play a recording that I've done once every week. It's going to be new every week. So don't like, it's okay if you sit in on this or you watch the recording of this one, and then next week when we do it again, if you want to hop on live again, go for it. I'm sure, the format will change slightly from week to week, I'm sure a little bit, and a lot of the things I say will change, so it's going to be fresh. But, as long as you're getting something out of it, I just recommend just diving in. This is the way you learn. And when I first started coaching, there was not a lot of training. Like, we didn't have a lot of group training. We didn't have a lot of team training within our team. And the way I learned was a lot of trial and error. But also by hopping on YouTube. And I found some really great people to follow on YouTube. And that's how I learned a lot of what I do now is by practice, right? Practicing consistently. It won't make you perfect, but it will make you better. And by going on YouTube and finding people that I could follow that kind of spoke my language. So I'm going to give you a couple names right now that are people that I follow, and then these are just people to kind of get you started, okay? I like to think of it as like a virtual mentor because we all speak, different languages, and it's nice sometimes to find someone who you really connect with. And I know like there's some coaches out there that they start talking on the National Wake Up Call, and I'm just like zoned out because they don't speak to me. It's not anything against them because they speak to other people. It's just my personality or the way I absorb information is different. And so anyway, so here's the people I follow. And then I just recommend, like, if you're listening to someone, you listen to a couple videos and you're just like, you zone out, you're not paying attention, don't beat a dead horse, find somebody else, okay? I love Sarah Try, Try. She's awesome. She's very logical, very basic, like she's not going to give you these fancy concepts without a way to execute them, which I like that. I like somebody who just lays it out and says like, okay, here's what the goal you want to achieve. This is how you get there. And Sarah Try is really good at that. I also love, my mind just went blank. I follow Chalene Johnson. She's awesome. She's not a coach, but she's a business mentor. She's incredible. And then there was one more I was going to say. Oh, Brittany Leggett. I love Brittany Leggett. She's amazing. So for social media, especially if you want to learn how to run a great social media campaign or, operate your Facebook page with intention, I recommend that you follow her. Okay, so moving along from that, I wanted to go over really quick our team culture because I feel like this is something that's really important, that everybody just kind of integrate in with our team and really just dive in, because it's kind of like when you go into your challenge group or accountability group, it's really important that the members of the group connect together and that they support each other and that they encourage each other, and that there isn't a lot of jealousy and tearing people down and envy and all of those things that are just destructive, not to the other person. And this is important. It's destructive to you. It's destructive to me. Okay. And this is something I'm very passionate about, because I had this issue myself. Okay, looking at other people, like the comparison game, and watching other people who are, maybe they signed up around the same time as me and they're now ahead of me as far as rank or whatever. I see their progress, and then I look at myself and I'm like, oh, Mary, how come you're not doing XYZ? How come you're not there? That is so destructive, but it doesn't hurt them. It only hurts me, right? I'm the one that's going to be damaged by that kind of thinking. So what I really encourage in our team is that we pull together and we look at this as a team effort. And it really is. The way the Beachbody business model is set up, it really is a team effort. We all pull together. And when one coach is doing really good, chances are the volume that they're generating is going to affect you directly, okay? And indirectly, when you see them succeeding, if you allow it to push you and you learn from them and watch what they're doing, it's only going to help you. So a couple of things I really highly encourage on our team page are when we introduce new coaches to the team, it only takes like 2 seconds to comment underneath a very nice comment and just say, hey, welcome to the team. We're so excited to have you. Can't wait to see what you accomplish. It takes like 2 seconds longer to say something like that than it does to just hit like, okay, or just ignore it, okay? And this is important, because I want you to think back, like, most of the people who watch this, I believe, are going to be newer coaches. But when you signed up, you were super excited, right? You're like, Jazz, like, this is so exciting. And when other people are excited for you, it just pumps you up even more. And so I really highly encourage that as part of our team culture, that when we sign up new coaches, when you see a new coach signed up, when you see someone who is being shouted out for whatever the reason, when you see someone who has rank advanced, or someone who has hit Success Club, or you see the end of the month Success Club leaderboard, whatever it is, just take a moment to shout that person out. And this is something that I had to be intentional about, because it's totally against my nature to promote other people. And I'm just being honest with you, okay? Because I'm one of those people. I'm like driven, and I'm like, but here's the thing. When we promote someone else and when we lift someone else up, it doesn't make us less of a person, right? By acknowledging someone's success and by acknowledging someone for whatever the reason, it doesn't make me less of a person. Because they're doing well doesn't mean I'm doing bad, right? So and it just makes you more appreciative too of the people around you and the people on your team. And when you have a grateful heart, everything in your life is going to change. So I can just tell you from experience, when I started being intentional about that and just really like focusing on supporting other people, especially other women in the different team groups that I'm a part of, it totally changed my life. So that's what I wanted to say about team culture. A little bit more about our team. We have on Mondays, normally we have at 6 o'clock our team call. That is suspended for the rest of the summer until the end of August. I will be doing a recorded team call, and I'll be posting it in the page. Again, I highly recommend that you hop on that and listen, watch it. There's a lot of training, a lot of just encouragement and motivation, sharing my own experience to help you. Sometimes we have guest speakers on, I highly recommend that you do that. It's free training that's going to help you. The same thing with the National Wake Up Call, which is on Monday mornings. Now, this is a call that is put on by Beachbody Corporate, and they will bring in a top coach to talk for about 15 minutes about different things that will help grow your business. And this, again, is free training that you're being provided by top coaches who have been very successful. So, I mean, that is just like, If you're missing that, you're missing out on a lot. And the easiest way to get that, it's 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday mornings, every Monday morning, even if it's a holiday, they'll pre-record it and then it will be live on Monday morning. Or you can download the podcast app on your phone, and you can get the podcast, the Team Beachbody podcast. Okay, so I think that was enough of like foundational stuff. Now I want to dive into the main meat of our chat, and you can tell I'm talking fast because I don't want to like take up a lot of time. So if you are sitting there and you can concentrate, please like listen, take notes, absorb as much as you can. I'm going to be like talking real fast through this stuff. Okay, so Beachbody has 4 vital behaviors that we try to really focus on as coaches. And these are vital behaviors. It's kind of like to look at it as like a piece, like a pie, right? If any one of these are missing, you don't have a whole pie. And in order to succeed, you need that whole pie, right? It's like having a flat tire, right? You need all the pieces to be successful. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. Again, just trying to be transparent so that you guys can learn from me. I try to let coaches on our team grow from my mistakes and just, so that you can avoid some of the things that I really screwed up when I first started. So there are 4 of them. It used to be 3. They added 1 more. So I'm going to tell you them real quick, and then we're going to go really quickly through each one and talk about each one. The first one I'm going to be talking about is personal growth. The second one is being proof that the products work. The third one is inviting or sharing. And the fourth one is recognition, okay? Now, when I first started as a coach, I thought that personal growth, which is number 1 I'm going to be talking about, personal development or personal growth was for losers. And I didn't need it, just being honest. Like, I was like, well, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I don't have any like super negative self-beliefs, I thought. I don't need that stuff. That's for losers. I'm good. It took me 2 years of banging my head against walls before I finally realized one day. I was sitting there and I was asking myself, like, Mary, why is your business just so like plateaued? Like, it had been plateaued for so long and it was just the same place. And I'm like, Mary, why aren't you growing? Why isn't the business growing? And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I listen to the National Wake Up Call every week, and I was doing all the things that they say to do to grow your business. I was inviting, I was being proof the products work, I was sharing my story consistently, I was showing up, all of those things. The one thing I was not doing that every single National Wake Up Call speaker will tell you you need to do is personal growth, because I thought I was too good for it. Okay, so I realized I was big enough, it took me 2 years, but I was big enough to realize that, okay, there's something missing here. And the one thing I can tell just like right now by looking at what I've been doing is personal growth. So regardless of my own personal feeling about it, I'm going to do it because I want my business to grow. I'm not too prideful, right, to not accept that I can be wrong sometimes. And so I dove into personal development, and it changed my life, not just my business. It changed my life. It changed my business. The biggest ways I can say that it changed my business is allowing me grace to get through the hard times. Okay, because this business, like any other business, like any job you get, even an 8-to-5 job you get, you're going to have times where you're just like, what am I doing here? Right? You're going to have those moments. And when you're participating in personal growth, it helps you go through those times with grace and with understanding, and you're more in tune with your thoughts, right? So as those negative thoughts come through my brain, I identify them immediately, and I'm able to deal with them rather than allowing them to distract me and to derail me, which used to happen. Like, I'd get derailed for 3 weeks at a time, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then look back like, what have I been doing? Nothing. Why? Because I freaking totally allowed me to get in my own way. And personal growth helps with that. We all can grow. So personal growth, personal development, we're talking about books, we're talking about audios that are geared toward helping you grow yourself as a person. And my analogy for this is I like to think about us as like a fish tank. My business is like a fish tank, right? The fish inside of, sorry, I'm the fish tank. My business is like the little fishy that I put in that fish tank. I could get a salmon minnow out here from the lake. I could put it in that little goldfish bowl, and guess what? That salmon has the potential to be 50 pounds. It will never get to be 50 pounds because I haven't provided the environment, right, that allows it to grow. Personal growth, our business will only grow as big as me. My business is only going to grow as big as I am. And if I'm sitting myself as a goldfish, my little business swimming around inside is never going to be that 50-pound salmon. Okay, we always have to grow ahead of our business. So I hope that I like drove it home hard enough that this is the biggest one for me, you guys. Seriously, the biggest one. Because from this, once you nail this down, the rest of them tend to just flow. Okay, that's why I put it as number one and what I wanted to talk about. So a couple books that I recommend for coaches. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. She's amazing. It's awesome. The next one is Simon Sinek's book called Start With Why. It's incredible. It'll change your life. I didn't write these down, so now of course my brain's going blank. Those two are really great. Anything by Brene Brown is amazing. Brene Brown, if you just Google her name, all of her books are really good. And then if you go into our team page in the docs section of our team page, there is a list of personal development books by topic. So, I mean, the cool thing about personal development is it's personal. It's personal to me. So if I know that I have a problem with believing in myself, I can go and I can find materials that are geared toward helping you learn how to believe in yourself. And I can focus on that. If I already believe in myself and I think I'm like $1 million and I'm super awesome, it's probably not going to be really helpful for me to focus on audios that talk about believing in myself. Maybe I need to focus on time management, or I need to focus on overcoming fear or whatever. So just make sure that you always keep it personal to you. Okay, I recommend at least 30 minutes a day of listening or reading some sort of personal development book. I'm about 2 hours a day. I know that's a lot. And I'm going to be going over at the end of this chat. My last topic is time management, so I'm going to hold off on that and I'll tell you how I fit it in. Okay, so second one is being proof the products work. Now, to me, this one just seems pretty, what do you call it? Obvious, because if I'm not showing anyone my story, I'm not sharing what the products, Beachbody products have done for me, currently are doing for me, have done for me in the past. And this applies to anyone, whether you signed up yesterday and you still haven't gotten your 21-day fix program. I mean, from day one of your program, you can start showing the proof the products work. Okay, and it's really important because I can get up there and I can proclaim Beachbody is amazing, but if nobody sees me doing it and nobody sees what I've been able to do with it, they're not going to buy it. They don't buy Beachbody, they buy me from me. Okay, if they just want Beachbody, they're going to go to beachbody.com. They're going to buy off an infomercial. They're not going to buy from me. You know what I mean? So it's really important to understand that our business, like I am my business. That's why if you watch the new coach orientation webinar, that's really what I focus on. That entire webinar is the 21-day foundation for your business is you and your personal results. Number one, doing it, no cheating, so that you get amazing results. And then number two, sharing it consistently. So don't do the 21 days and then post about it. Post about it throughout as you're going through it. This is the fun stuff. This is what I'm really enjoying. This is what I've been struggling with. This is how I've been overcoming those struggles. This is why I love Shakeology. This is what it tastes like. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the workouts. Like, you know, find something, one thing a day to share about your day that you've been doing that is working for you, or maybe a struggle you had, because let's face it, we all have struggles, right? And you want to be relatable with your posts. So don't be like, you know, you don't have to be like a fitness model. We just have to be real. The more real we are, the more our business will develop. So being proof the products work is absolutely very high priority. And then 3 is sharing or inviting. So again, if I'm sharing my life and my results with my program, how it's affecting me emotionally, how it's affecting me physically, how, it's changing my life in whatever way. And then as your business grows and you're starting to earn an income with it, share about that. How Beachbody coaching is changing your life, how it's affecting you in a positive way, how it's changing the landscape of what your life actually looks like, because now you're earning money, extra money, right? Like if you're able to pay off $1,000 credit card, post about it. I know how people think, because I think it too, right? We think, well, Mary, I only paid off $500 of my credit card. Only. We need to get rid of the word only. I think that word is horrible. It's a sucky word. Do not let that in your vocabulary, because you post about that to someone else. Well, just think about it. If you saw someone else post like, hey, I was able in the last couple months, I paid off $500 on a credit card because I got my butt in gear, I got fit, and then I'm helping other people get fit. Doesn't that sound awesome? It sounds awesome. Okay, so no matter how small, how large the benefit of your physical transformation or your financial transformation, we need to be sharing those things consistently, because people will see that and they will go, holy, what? That's $6,000 a year. Even if your business never grew and every 2 months you were able to add $500 to your credit card, $6,000 in 1 year, right? That's a lot. So make sure that you're sharing. Inviting is super important too. And I like to look at inviting as really connecting with people, sharing what you're doing, and then asking them to join you. Okay, so don't look at inviting just as the asking them to join you. It's really a 3-part process that happens. And that's why the consistent posting and sharing what you're doing is so important. Because if you're consistently posting and consistently sharing what you're doing, each time you do that is a form of an invitation. And what I like to do is when I'm creating my list of people that I'm actually going to personally invite, like send them a personal message, I post something. Okay, so if you go to my Facebook page, last night I posted about the 21-day fix and how the program works. Okay, it's like a transformation post, but not like your traditional transformation post. But I posted it last night. Who do you think I'm going to be inviting this week? Every like, right? Every comment, right? And then I got people who personally messaged me about it too. But every like, every comment, every share, every interaction that happens on those posts about your fitness journey are interest. Okay, so those people go on my list. I put together a list and I say, okay, this is who I'm going to invite this week, and it's directly the people who directly responded to my first initial part of my invitation, which is just getting the message out there of what I've been able to accomplish. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not like, I don't want to go so fast that I overwhelm people, but I also I hope that it sounds, I'm trying to show you how easy this is. It's not really hard. It's really not hard. It's just about consistency and showing up every day and doing these small things. Okay, so the 4th vital behavior is recognition. Now, this is something that you can start right away. Okay, again, and it's basically when you see, say you sell your first challenge pack, and you have that person in our team challenge, or maybe you're working with them one-on-one, or maybe you have a challenge group of your own that you've started. Recognition is so important. If somebody's showing up every day and they're being consistent and they're doing the work and they're putting it in, recognize the heck out of that person. Tell them, like, man, you're doing so awesome. I mean, think about the last time somebody did that for you for whatever reason, but maybe they tagged you in a post on Facebook and said, hey, Sana, I just want you to know that what you did yesterday at church just really spoke to me. Doesn't that make you feel good? Like, oh, I brought a smile to their face. I made a difference in their life, right? People respond to that big time, really big time. And it will help them stay on track with their goals, which is what really, I mean, as a coach with a challenger, That's what I want the most. Like, I want them to reach their goal. I don't want them just to buy a program from me. I mean, yeah, I earn money from it. That's cool. But I really, like, gosh, like, nothing feels as good as somebody sending you a message and saying, hey, Mary, I lost 60 pounds this year because of you. You helped me. I could have never done it without you. That's like, oh my God, right? It's that recognition again, coming back to me. So recognizing your challengers is really huge. It's really huge. And that's why you'll also see us recognizing coaches in our team page for different things. And I want to also like just really point out that it doesn't have to be weight loss. It really doesn't. As a matter of fact, like I try to avoid the obvious, because if somebody like Megan right now is in our team challenge, she's lost 40 pounds in just a couple months. I mean, duh, of course that's amazing, right? I'm not going to ignore it, but at the same time, like what I love to see is that she's doing size and she's sizing it up, even though she doesn't feel super coordinated, but she's making it fun. And she got her daughter involved, right? Now her daughter's working out with her, so she's having an impact directly on her daughter. I love the fact that she shows up daily in our group and she posts every single day. That girl is just like clockwork, right? So recognize other things other than just the weight loss. Okay, so I want to go over some actions that each coach, if you want to build a successful business, this needs to be done every single day, okay? 5 days a week. And there are 2 documents I will post in the comments when I post the recording in our team page. I will post this in the comments so that you have access to them. The first one, this is the one I use. It's called the Power of 15s. And then I also have a Power of 3 document. And basically what it is it's an accountability tracker for yourself. Because I'll tell you from example, when I first started, it's real easy to be like, okay, I know I need to be inviting. I know I need to be connecting with people. I know I need to be bringing new people into my network. And I've been doing all that. But when you have this and it's filled out and you've got names, it keeps you honest. Because at the end of the week, I can go back and look at this and I can say, okay, Mary, like I did it, but how did I do it? Like, did I do enough, right, to stay on track with my goals? So I highly recommend that everybody use that. And again, just get in the habit now. I can't like stress that enough. Like I didn't. And so it was really hard for me. It was really hard. This also is a great way, if you're doing this and you're using this, don't throw them away. Save them into a binder, put a date at the top, the week, and then save it into a binder, because next month when you're ready to send out invitations to your challenge group, or you're working on hitting Success Club or whatever it is, you can go back and all of the people who said not right now or no, guess what? You can send them another invitation. Okay? That's what I do. It's like form a follow-up, because you'll get a lot of people who are like, oh, that sounds really cool, and then they don't follow through. Or, oh, that sounds really cool, Mary, but I don't really have the money right now. Or, oh, this sounds really cool, Mary, and yeah, send me the link, and then they never actually do it, right? So this right here is a way that you can just avoid losing people. And I can tell you from experience, there's nothing worse than thinking about somebody and saying, okay, I'm going to go message that person. And then I click onto my messages and it pops up. The last thing I sent them was like a webinar about what coaching is all about. And it was 3 months ago and I never followed up. You don't want that. That sucks. Because you're like, dang it. Like they actually wanted to know about coaching and I sent them the information and then I just dropped the ball because I wasn't tracking. So tracking is super duper duper important. Okay, and I will again post these. The differences between the 2 is the Power of 3s, which is, you'll hear a lot about that on National Wake Up Calls and stuff. The Power of 3s is all 5 daily activities you should be doing as a coach, broken down for each day. So you're reaching out to 3 new people a day. You're friending 3 new people a day. You're connecting with 3 people a day. You're inviting 3 people a day. You're following up, right? My way that I have, this is what I do. I've just found that it's much easier for me. I get into a groove or into a flow. And so it's easier for me and it goes more efficient for me. And I feel like I do a better job when I focus on one activity at a time. So rather than breaking it up, every 5 minutes changing topics, it's easier for me to take an entire 30 minutes and sit down and invite 15 people like that. Just the way my brain works. So you can try it both ways and just see which way works best for you. So the 5 activities are, you want to be consistently adding new people to your network. This is a big one, and this is one that you'll see with people who are doing like Mary Kay or Jamberry. Is that even a thing anymore? Or, Cincy or whatever, and they'll be like hot and heavy on it for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and you're like, well, where did they go? Like, are they doing that anymore? It's because they weren't adding people to their network. And so you'll quickly run out of your warm market. Depending on how big your warm market is, you can run through it pretty quickly. And if you haven't been adding in new people and introducing new people to you and adding them to your Facebook, so they're getting exposed to what you're sharing on Facebook, you're going to run out of people. And that's really discouraging. And a lot of people lose heart when that happens. And I don't want that to happen to anyone on our team. I can tell you myself, I have never run out of people. It's been 4 years now. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still going, because I learned early on, thank God, I had a coach who told me this and warned me about this, like I'm warning you right now, that you always want new people coming in. There are a few ways to do this. The first one, the one that really works for me really well, is referrals. Okay, so if I have a person come into my challenge group and they lose 10 pounds, in the first month, and they love it, and they love the 21-day fix. Number one, I talk to them about coaching. But say I talk to them about coaching, and they're like, Mary, I want to get to my goal weight, or I'm not really interested in that. I'm loving the group, but I'm not interested in coaching. That's fine. Hey, who do you have in your friend list? Because, maybe they've been posting about it on Facebook. They've been sharing their weight loss progress, and they've got a bunch of people liking it and talking about it. Like, who on your friend list is interested in this that I can talk to? Now, the easiest way for me to get these people into my organization, the referrals, is by hosting free groups. And this is something that is super easy to do. I do 5 to 7 days. It can be clean eating. It's a free group. It can be a clean eating group. It can be a plank challenge. It can be a sexy arms challenge. It can be a booty challenge. It could be a get out of debt challenge. I mean, it can be literally anything. If there's something that you love, like you have a hobby or something that you really enjoy, I recommend going with that, because what will happen is you'll bring in people who also enjoy that same thing and are like you, right? And then you'll relate with them easier. But if not, you can always go with like a clean eating group or a physical challenge like planks or squats. And the goal with this group, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this, but the goal with it is to show up every single day. You want to be posting in the group at least once, preferably twice a day, and engaging with people, getting people to talk. All right. And this is something that it's not really hard. You just ask a lot of questions, provide a lot of value. We have free meal plans that you can post in the group. You'll have people losing weight. You'll get them excited. We did a water challenge of all things, and we had a girl lose like 8 pounds in 1 week by just adding in water to her diet. So you get something like that, they're jazzed, man. That's how Megan came in. I mentioned Megan earlier. She's in our team challenge right now. That's how she got in, with the water challenge. Okay. I bring in a lot of new clients that way. I meet a lot of new people that way, and it translates later down the road, not all the time right away, but as you go 30 days out, 60 days out, I start getting challenge pack sales from those people that have come in. And I like that because they're referrals from other people who know and trust me. And so when someone refers you, like if you have your best friend and they're like, hey, you really need to go try this restaurant, aren't you more inclined to go try it because your friend recommended it to you? You have a certain level of trust because you trust your friend, right? And you believe in them, and you believe they're not going to steer you wrong. So you trust in, as a byproduct, you have trust in that restaurant, that you're going to have a good experience when you go. It's like that with us as coaches. So, get people to refer their friends to you. Another way that this happens, again, indirectly, is by posting valuable content on Facebook that is shareable content. So if I post something and my friend Becky shares it, and then her friend Susan sees what Becky shared and she sees that it came from my page and she really likes it, she's like, dang, I really like that. Now all of a sudden I have an opportunity to gain a new follower, right? Because my friend, again, totally indirect. She didn't say, hey, come follow Mary, but she did indirectly by sharing my stuff. So that was adding to your network connect. So now I could add 100 people to my friend list in 1 week, but if I'm not reaching out to them and I'm not connecting with them in some way, it's not really going to do me much good, right? If I'm not posting on Facebook and I'm not sharing my journey on Facebook, it's not going to do me much good. I'll have 100 new friends on Facebook. That's it. That's where it will end. And we don't want that. So it's really important to connect. So here's something simple I do with every single new friend request I get, okay? If somebody sends me a friend request and I click on their name and I'm like, I don't know this person, I send them a message. I don't care if I don't know them. They requested to be my friend. If they get offended because I sent them a message, they have a problem, right? People do not get offended. That's my point. So I just send a message and I say, hey, like, use their name, like, hey, Mike, I see you sent me a friend request. I'm super excited to get to know you. How did you find me? Or if they're a friend request that's directly from my Facebook like page, my business page, I'll ask them about fitness. So how long have you been into fitness yourself? Ask a question that is going to require a response, and we'll get a conversation started within a private message. I cannot tell you how many of my current customers are from that method. Okay? Never, if someone friend requests me, that's huge. I never ever skip it, ever, messaging them. Not every single person will message me back, but most of them do. Most of them do. I think most people realize, like, well, I just friend requested this girl. If I don't respond to her message, it's going to be really rude. But most people do. The other thing that I like to do is if somebody friend requests me or I'm making new connections on Facebook, go to their Facebook page and start scrolling their page. And if you see something you like it. Comment on it. If you like 2 to 3 posts and you comment on one, what's going to happen is Facebook says, oh, Mary knows Susie. And Mary likes Susie because she's commenting on her stuff. And so what happens? Facebook will start putting my content in Susie's newsfeed. Okay, so here's a little thing to keep watch of. If you're scrolling through your newsfeed and you notice, that's weird, that Tim is now popping up in my newsfeed. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't gone to his Facebook page. Why is he now suddenly showing up in my newsfeed? It's because he was on your page looking at you. Little tip. So when I'm scrolling through my newsfeed now and I see someone that I know they're not popping up in my newsfeed because of my action, meaning I didn't go to their page, right? But they're now popping up in my newsfeed. I know that person has been on my Facebook page. They came over there. They were looking at my pictures. They were looking at my posts. They were being exposed to what I'm doing. So I'm going to reciprocate in kind, and I'm going to go and I'm going to pay attention to them because there's a reason, right? There's a reason why they searched me out. So just kind of keep that, keep a little list in your head of when you're going through your newsfeed. Those people are interested in you. Okay, inviting. This is the third business behavior that you should be doing every single week. Inviting people to challenge groups and to coaching. And I'm going to make it really easy for you guys. I already kind of alluded to this, and I know I'm going longer than I intended. I'm so sorry. I get talking and I'm just like, I get so excited. Okay, so I'm going to make this the invite process does not have to be hard. We make it hard. It doesn't have to be hard. The way I do it is super easy, okay? And again, I already alluded to this, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. But post at least one time a week some sort of transformation post, okay? If we're talking about, I need to hit Success Club, I'm working on getting challengers into my group. I'm going to post on Facebook at least once on a Sunday through Thursday, avoiding Friday and Saturday because they're dead times on Facebook. Okay, Sunday through Thursday, preferably in the evening around 6 o'clock at night, I'm going to post a transformation post. And every single person that likes, comments on that post is going to get a personal invitation from me to my next group. Simple. And here's how you do it. I'm going to give it to you. Super easy. It's a method called Hey Girl Messages. Okay, and we've had training on this. I'll try to find that training. I think we did a whole team call on Hey Girl Messages, and I'll try to find that. But it's so simple. A Hey Girl message is exactly that. It's an out of the blue. It doesn't need a bunch of introduction because you're saying, hey, I know this is out of the blue. I'm addressing it right now. It's out of the blue, but I saw that you commented on my post about my personal transformation with P90X. And I just wanted to reach out to you and just say thank you so much for supporting me, because it really means a lot. It's hard to post, personal things like that on Facebook. It can be, a little scary when you post something personal like that. And so when I see my friends supporting me, it really means a lot to me. Okay, so now what I've done is I've messaged them out of the blue. I told them it was out of the blue, so it made it okay. And then I have shown gratitude, and I've been thankful for what they did by supporting me, by liking my post, okay? Third is the invitation. Sorry, I got choked up. Okay, so second is I'm saying thank you so much for liking my post. Third, I'm going to move on and I'm going to say, I'm starting up this group, or I'm a part of a community within Facebook right now where we're working on our fitness together and we're supporting each other, and it has helped me so much. And my results are directly impacted by this group. Would you be interested in joining it with me? Or my favorite, you always want to include a call to action. So why are they going to respond to you, right? You have to put a call to action in there. Calling a response from them. And my favorite is saying, does that sound like something that would benefit you? Okay. Who wouldn't it benefit? I always get yeses. I don't ever get a no. Never when I ask it that way. Okay, and then that opens the door for the conversation to happen. Now, how to go through the conversation, we have scripts. There's a 5-step invitation process that I use. I'm not going to go over that right now because that's not what this training is about, but we have scripts for that within our team page in the team docs, okay? And again, I really should be writing these down because I can go through and I can tag them into the comments section. Okay, so inviting, that's the easiest way to do it. It's the same with coaching. Now, the other way to invite coaches that I really like the best are once you do have those challengers in your group and they're getting great results, maybe you have someone who's like Sana, you have a few people in our team challenge right now who are posting every day and they're doing their workout and they're eating healthy and they're posting their picture of their Shakeology and they're getting results because they're doing the work. Those are perfect people to invite to become a coach. Perfect. Because they're a fan of Beachbody already. They've become a fan, right? Raving fan. That is the perfect person. Someone who loves Beachbody, somebody who loves Shakeology, because they can benefit, even if they don't want to build a business, they can benefit from the coaching discount. Right? Of course, we want them to build a business, but that's not necessary. They can just get the discount, and that will help you reach your first rank of Emerald, which is really important. So what I like to do, again, is just if you post about coaching in the beginning, that can be a little bit more difficult. As you're growing your team, though, and you start seeing traction happening, maybe you get your first couple sales, and it's enough money to pay your Shakeology or whatever. I mean, be creative and use, the things that are happening within your business as a result of your business to grow your team. Growth within your team and growing your coaching, your downline is the way that you're going to earn that stable income that you want. That is the number one way. You can't sell enough Shakeology to earn a 6-figure income. It's impossible. But if you get a lot of people signed up under you who are all helping 3 people a month, you can. And it really is that easy. It's not that hard. But starting with those people in your challenge group who are excited about it, that's just, it's easy peasy because they're excited, and you can just be like, look, you know, you're showing up every day. You're motivating me. You're making me want to go work out. Have you ever thought about being a coach? I think you would be awesome. That's all it takes. So simple. So simple. Okay. And then the last one is following up with people. So this needs to happen every day. Every day. If you have people who have commented on your stuff, or maybe somebody said, hey, Mary, like, I can do it next week when I get paid. Write those down. Again, if you're using your tracker, it'll make it really easy, but make sure you're going back through and you're following up with the people on time and when you say you're going to. There's so many people that are missed because we don't follow up. So again, just being consistent with your tracking and then following up with people. Again, I have a video that is really great for following up that I will post in the links underneath the video recording. Okay, so how long have I been going here? Does it tell me? Okay, I'm gonna go through really quick how to manage your time and how to get all of this done, because I just told you a bunch of stuff that needs to happen to grow your business, and I want to give you a way that you can get all of this done in 30 minutes to an hour a day. Okay, and there's a couple tips that I have to tell you right up front. Number one, you must turn off distractions. Okay, must turn off distractions. So this means turning off your notifications on Facebook so that when you get on Facebook, you're not distracted by that little ding, 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 right? Turning off your cell phone, turning off your ringer. Make sure that you're doing it at a time when the kids aren't bothering you, okay? So maybe get up a little early, do it a little late, set aside time on your lunch break. When it comes to the personal growth part of coaching, personal development, what I like to do is use my time in the car, or my time when my hands are busy but my mind is free. So laundry, cooking, cleaning the house, driving the car, waiting for your kids to get out of like soccer practice, sitting at soccer practice. All of those times are free times that you might be busy there, but your brain is free. So you're free to be thinking about whatever it is that you want to be thinking about. So you can get your personal development in at that time. That's how I get so much of personal development down myself, because I'm busy too, especially when I worked full time. It was hard, but I did it on my commute. I commuted every day to work. So I had an Audible account, I used podcasts, and I listened to my personal development every single day. And it will become the personal development, it will become something that you crave. I mean, I remember days right after my miscarriage when I was going through a lot of depression, just craving it. And I remember one day I was off work and sitting there, and I was really upset and thinking, like, I really need personal development. And I listened to 3 hours of personal development that day, you guys. Okay, it really does work. It will help you so much, not just, I know I'm back on the PD thing, but it's going to help you not just with your business, but with your life, with all areas of your life. It'll make you a better person. So finding those times, the pockets where you can fit those things in, because I know we're busy people, right? It's hard. The next thing I would say is set business hours. Okay, so for me, when I was working, I didn't have a solid hour to just sit down and focus. Like, I had to set those times. And so I used my break time. I used part of my lunch time. I listened to my personal development in the car. And then at home at night, I would do my follow-ups or connecting, because, you know, you can do those types of things with a little bit more distractions. But my inviting and all of that I did during my lunch break, when I could sit down and I could focus and I could turn off those distractions and I could get it done. And I promise you, if you learn how to do this, you can get this list done in 30 minutes to an hour a day. And I know if I'm looking at this and they're filled out, I know that I did what I needed to do to grow my business. Show up every single day. This is so important. we can't expect other people to show up if we're not, right? I can't expect somebody to want to buy from me or to want to join my group if I post once every couple weeks, right? And show them, if I'm not showing that I'm in it and I'm there with them and I'm going to be there with them. And they know that because they've seen me consistently every day. I've been showing up, right? You have to show up. And I like to compare this to if you open a Starbucks. If you open Starbucks franchise and you shut up on Monday, you shut down Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you shut back up on Thursday, what happens to those people on Tuesday and Wednesday? They're going down the street to the other Starbucks and they're never coming back to yours, right? We have to show up, and Facebook is our storefront. Okay, Facebook is the face of my business. That's where I conduct my business. It's on Facebook. So I have to show up every single day or I will lose people. I have to show people I'm serious about what I'm doing. And I tell people that. This is my business. I'm serious about this. This is very important to me because I want them to know that if they join my team, if they join my team challenge, I'm going to be there for them and I'm going to be showing up with them. I'm going to be doing it with them because it's important to me. The last part for time management is being intentional about your day. So working from a list, have a to-do list of things you want to do that day, which again, right? But for me, as your business grows, you'll have other things that are popping up that you need to do. So for me, my to-do list is different every day, but right now today I have on my to-do list doing a shoulder. I'm doing a 3-part arm series on my fan page, and today is shoulder. So I need to get that shoulder video done. It's on my list because I have to do it. I need to show up. I told people I was going to be there and I was going to post it. So I need to show up and do it. So that's on my list, but this call was on my list for a whole week. And guess what happens when you make a to-do list of things to do? It's on your mind. So I've been thinking about this call, getting on here with you guys and helping you get started right for a whole week. It's been on my mind. So all these things that I'm saying, it's been brewing, right? It's been there and I'm thinking about it. So if I know that tomorrow I'm going to be sending out invitations, I want to see that list today so that I can think about those people. So I can go to their Facebook page and I can check out what they're doing when I'm in my free time, my TV time, my time where I don't really need to be concentrating, but I'm flipping through Facebook. I'm going to go to Susie's page and I'm going to like a couple pictures. That way tomorrow when she gets that invitation from me, there's a little bit of a connection there already, right? Okay, and then the last thing, I know I've been talking. Okay, but seriously, this is the last thing. I wanted to play a little video clip if I can figure out how to share my screen. Because I think it's really important that we redefine what failure is. There are 2 types of fear that really wreak havoc within people. And the first one, the biggest one, is fear of failure. And then the next one is fear of rejection. And so I want to just talk a little bit, or I want to let this movie talk about, if I can find it. That's not it. About fear of failure. Here it is. All right, so I'm just going to play this.
Growing up, my father used to ask my brother and me what we had failed at the dinner table, which was so interesting, and he'd celebrate it, and he'd actually be disappointed if I didn't have something that I failed at that week. So I can remember saying, Dad, I tried out for this and I was horrible, and he would actually high-five me and say, congratulations, way to go. And what it did was just reframe my definition of failure. Failure for me became not trying versus the outcome. So many people don't take risks for fear of failure. They don't start the business. They don't go create the art they want to create, or they don't go try out to be in the play or whatever it is for the fear of failure. And once you redefine that for yourself and realize the failure is just not trying, then life opens up to you in many ways. And I would also, my dad would encourage me anytime something didn't go the way I expected it to, or maybe I got embarrassed by a situation, to write down where the hidden gifts were and what I got out of it. And I started realizing in everything there was some amazing nugget that I wouldn't have wanted to pass up. At Spanx, to encourage people to fail, I'm bringing up my failures in front of the team often. So I will stand up, and I call them the oops of Spanx. Some of them are the oops throughout the history of Spanx. Some of them can be recent oops that I did, but I'm always openly talking about it. If you're going to have a oops part of the beauty of it is twofold. If there's a failure quote or an oops in your life, if you learn from it and if you can laugh about it, then it's all worth it.
All right. If you can learn from it and you can laugh about it, it's all worth it. And I think that's so important for us as coaches because, we start on this new journey, and that's the one thing that I feel like holds people back the most is they're afraid of failing. And the truth of it really is that if you don't try, you're bound to fail. The only option is failing if you're not going to try, right? So I just want to say I'm so excited to have you on the team. I am so excited to watch you grow. And I want to encourage you to kick that fear out the window and just think to yourself, like, what could I really accomplish if I really put my mind to this and I don't think about the negatives, the possibility of failing, but I think about the possibility of if I make this as an amazing success like I want it to, and I can create financial freedom for my family, and I can help hundreds of people lose weight and get healthy and get off their medications and free up their lives, and I can help other women become financially stable and create an income for their families, enable them to stay home with their children. How amazing would that be, right? Think about those things. Don't think about the possibility of failure. And when we do fail, I know before we started recording, Sana and I were talking about this. I do things all the time that flop. I do them all the time. And it's okay because I learn from it, right? So we learn from that and we move on smarter and wiser and better equipped and better able to do what we are called to do, what our mission is. And our mission is helping people achieve a happy, fulfilling life and live a life of freedom. Freedom from financial stressors and freedom from physical problems, right? That's my mission. And I want to say thank you for watching this. Thanks to Sana for coming on live. If you guys have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask. And I look forward to watching this all go down for you guys. All right. Love you. Have a good day.